Here are some tips and tricks for Samsung Galaxy A56 5G. The first thing that I want to show you is the object eraser. You can easily remove pretty much anything from your photos. So for example, if you have something in the photo that you wish to remove, then you can press this editing pen to go to the edit. And of course we can go to these 4 circles, and here we have the object eraser. At first we will get some suggestions of what should be erased. As you can see here, we even have those suggestions, but we can also undo this so that we can just decide by ourselves. And essentially you can simply tap on the object that you want to remove, or you can select it by drawing around it, so something like this. As you can see, it selected the cloth that I had, so I'm gonna press erase, and there we go, the object is gone. Now in some cases, of course, if we selected the object, for example, some shadows might be left, like as you can see over here, the toy car has been selected, but shadows are still there. So if I erase, as you can see, the shadow is still here. But of course, that is okay because we can select the area again, and this time we can get rid of the shadow. So if there are any imperfections, you can still try to fix them by selecting them pretty much all the time in order to try to solve it. And that is pretty much all. Besides that, there is also the lasso tool, which allows you to pretty much remove the background so that you only have the selected object. So in my case, I'm gonna of course select the toy car again. There we go. And then if we go next, as you can see, we only have this car and nothing else. We can even create this outline over here. I'm gonna actually skip this, and of course the outline can have a color of your choice. But this is also pretty cool, especially if you want to create your own stickers or something, or if you simply want to remove a background from an image. On this phone we also have circle to search, which can be accessed by pressing holding the home button or the navigation bar that we have at the bottom if you use gestures for navigation instead. So if you press and hold for like a second or two, you'll see this menu. You can simply tap on an object, subject, or a photo in order to get the Google search results over here. You can also just draw around as well in order to select the area. Of course, you can still adjust it if needed, and that's pretty cool if you, for example, want to search for something based on an image or based on a page on something that you have on your screen right now. Besides that, circle to search is actually something more than just searching for images or similar images, because we also have the song recognition feature. So here, if you press this icon, you can play, sing, or hum a song in order to try to get the results. So if there is a song being played on your phone or somewhere next to you or something, then you can try to use this feature in order to get Google search results of that song. That is, of course, if the song can be recognized by Google. And the third option is the screen translation. If you use this translation icon, you can choose the source language, which is usually automatically detected as well, and the target language. So let's say we're gonna translate to, let's say, Chinese, right? And as you can see, we can easily translate our screen, what we have on the screen right now. So it is also pretty convenient if you found something on a website that is not in your language, you don't understand it, so you can use this feature in order to quickly get a translation of the whole screen. Now the next tip might be especially useful for those who had other Samsung devices in the past, because this one, if you for example go to notifications, there are no buttons that you had on previous models, and there's actually additional or actually separate quick settings panel. So now instead of going from the top towards the middle twice, you have the notification tray separately from the quick settings or the control center. However, you can actually change that and revert to the previous notification tray style. In order to do so, we need to go to the quick settings, tap on this pen icon, and then we can go to panel settings. And then over here we need to switch from separate to together. And in addition to that, there is also the device control and media output buttons. We can go over here and select this exact option, and by default it is set to don't show, but we can set it to show when quick panel collapsed, so that now if we go to notifications, it looks exactly like this. So this is pretty much similar to the style that we had on previous models. And of course we can swipe down again in order to go to quick settings. If you need to get some space back, then in that case you can archive or offload apps. This feature is especially recognizable on iPhone devices or Apple devices in general, but we can also do this over here on our Samsung. So in order to do that, we need to go to the apps in the settings, and then you can select the app that you wish to unload or offload. And most of the time, if it is possible, then you will have archive option over here, but it seems that this option is available only for apps that have been downloaded by using the Play Store. So let's see if I can archive this one. Yep, there we go. As you can see over here at the bottom, we have the archive option. So if you press it, then you will pretty much uninstall the app. It is archived and you can go back to restore it. Or if you archive it, and if you go to the, for example, app drawer, then you will have the install icon over here, as you can see. So if you tap on it, then you will have the option to restore the app pretty much immediately. I also want to show you an app that is not available in the Play Store, but it is available in the Galaxy Store, and that is the Good Lock. This is an app that is known by Samsung users. I believe this is an app that is made especially for Samsung devices. And what it does is it unlocks for you certain customization options that are not available otherwise. And this app has multiple different plugins, so there's lots of plugins to choose from, and each of these plugins do something else. So over here we have our plugins. For example, we have a theme park, which allows us to create own themes of pretty much everything that has or can have a theme, like wallpaper or icons or keyboards, and even the notification tray and quick setting panel. Yeah. Even the volume sliders over here, as you can see, they can also be customized, so pretty cool. You can create your own icon themes as well. You can set a single color for them. Not only that, what I want to especially show you is the Register. So I'm gonna actually download this plugin. You can press this arrow on the right side in order to download the plugin, and all downloaded plugins will be available at the top of the list over here. So let's go to Register, and what is cool about this plugin is that it allows you to set up back tap gestures. So I'm gonna allow notifications, and as you can see here, we have back tap action. We can enable back taps, and we can assign what should happen when we double tap the back of our phone. So let's say I'm gonna choose to, let's say, show notifications. We can also choose an app, etc. I'm just gonna set it up very quickly. And immediately after that, we can double tap somewhere over here on this side. So let me try to show you. Let's actually see if it works. There we go. As you can see, I immediately opened notifications. Of course, notifications isn't really that useful since you already have a pretty simple gesture for notifications, but you can open an app with this gesture, for example, and so on. So it's definitely worth trying it out. You can assign a double tap and triple tap. You can adjust the sensitivity, and not only that, we also have the side key press and hold action. So what should happen when you press and hold the power button, which by default we can assign either for Bixby or for power off menu. So we only have two options. But with this plugin, you can have so much more. So you can, for example, use it for flashlight. You can press and hold the power button in order to turn on and turn off the flashlight, as you can see on your screen right now. So pretty convenient, especially if you want to, for example, also assign your own assistant or the other assistant other than Bixby. So you cannot set up Google Assistant or Gemini by default, but you can with this app. And of course, feel free to try any of these plugins that we have here, because like I said, they pretty much unlock lots of features that are not available by default, and I'm surprised that we need to get this sort of app to have those features available on the phone. But it is what it is. I'm not complaining. At least we have an option to, of course, customize our phone even further, more than we are allowed by default. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and see you in my next videos. Bye!